Today's episode of Equals 3, I'm Ray William Johnson, and I approve this message. Damn, nigga!
The N-word. Possibly the most powerful word in the English language and maybe in the entire universe. A word so devastating that even uttering it once can cause irreversible damage if certain conditions aren't met. But in the right hands, its versatility and flexibility are unmatched to any other word. Now, what are these conditions I'm referring to? Well, how do I put it in simple terms? This word can only be said by, how do I put this?
The black people.
The definition of the N-word, according to the NAACP, is member of socially disadvantaged class of persons. This term is commonly associated with black people due to the harsh times they faced during the years of slavery. Because of this, in modern times, it's only acceptable if they can say the N-word, and if anyone else that isn't black says it, 9 times out of 10 it isn't the best look, with even one utterance of the word sending your life to the shadow realm. But then, I looked back at the definition, and it got me thinking, if the actual definition isn't explicitly talking about black people, does that mean other people can say the N-word? And like I always do, I got to researching and asked myself one simple question. Who else should say the N-word? I say simple, but this question had me thinking, reading, philosophizing, and understanding. I had to break apart life itself to see whether or not it was cool for them to slide the N-word.
What are you doing, man? Shut the fuck up, nigger!
Now, I do want to set something straight. If you haven't figured it out already, I'm not black, so why am I making a video about the N-word? Well, that's because I possess something that most people do not. I possess knowledge, facts, and intelligence that transcend the average person. So therefore, I believe I have the capabilities to dive into a topic such as this. Also, I'm not white. So, yeah. I'm going to talk about the N-word in a satirical manner, and no one is going to call me racist. You got that? Okay, let's move on to the video. So, when deciding who else has the pass, I of course analyzed the definition once more, and I narrowed down the definition to oppressed by society. Essentially, those who are allowed to say the N-word are those who are or have been heavily oppressed by society. And when it comes to people who have been oppressed, there's only one other race that stands beside black people in terms of oppression. Indian people, aka my people. Now, if you look at the two side by side, both were treated harshly, mainly by white people, and both of them had to fight back for their freedom and rights. They basically faced the same oppression as black people, in a way. So, by all accounts of logic and reasoning, brown people should also be allowed to say the N-word. But as an Indian person myself, I fucking hate Indians, so I'm gonna have to pass on getting the pass. So, moving on from that, we are left with no one else to be allowed the pass, so, video over, right? Well, as I said before, I had to break apart life itself to answer this question. And life is not just humans. There are tons of animals that live among us. So naturally, I thought it was Zootopia, which is essentially racism but kid-friendly. But throughout the movie, the predators are seen as the bad guys. And when I say that, I'm referring to predators as in animal predators, not David Baszucki. And even though black and Indian people had opinions changed about them, the opinions from animals towards predators are still the same. Prey are still afraid of them and go out of their way to avoid them. You know what this reminds me of? Oppression. Has Zootopia not taught any of these animals that racism is bad, even though these animals are still animals at the end of the day? So if you're a predator watching this video, then you can say the N-word. Again, I'm referring to animals, not people. You know what? Also add dinosaurs too. Let the T-Rex get the pass. If you're an animal / dinosaur that eats other animals, you get the pass. Lion, pass. Tigers, pass. Orcas, pass. Dinosaur with 500 teeth, no pass. Monkeys? Absolutely not! Do not give the monkeys a pass. These animals are supposedly predators, but hell no! When was the last time you saw a monkey eat a zebra? Alright, never. Just because they eat small animals like insects, lizards, and birds, These animals are not as oppressed as the top of the food chain predators. Now, I already know some of you guys are going to ask me, Pokeshag, if black people can say the N-word, why can't monkeys? Bro, did you just compare black people to monkeys? Wow. That's racist, bro. Not cool, dude. Not cool. So, are there any other species that can say the N-word? No, but we're not done yet. Because we need to look past life itself and into AI. You see, with everybody dipping their balls into the realm of artificial intelligence, it's got people looking at robots in a malicious way. I mean, we've all heard of Detroit Becomes Human before, and probably know how the story can end. So, it was only a matter of time that people started to have certain opinions over these life forms, if you can even call them that. I mean, we even made our own slur for them, clankers. And I imagine as the years go on, and robots start to become more and more advanced, well, Detroit Becomes Human happens. This is only the beginning of robot racism, and it's only gonna get worse for these buckets of bolts. Until one day, Rosa Parks is gonna stand up for her fellow clankers and refuse to give up her Charger for a Tesla. So in my eyes, robots can say the N-word.
I hate men.
That unfortunately does include Withered Foxy. I fucking hate that guy. He pissed me off during my Inferno run, but that does lead me to my final point in the video. After looking at the universe in its entirety, I've come to the conclusion that no one else is allowed to say the N-word. No one else has faced oppression just like predators and clankers. However, just let it be known, if you do have the ability to say this piece of literature, use it wisely. Because we have seen so many instances of people being undeserving of this power.
I would not want to live in a world like this. This looks like skibidi toilet.
So let me be the one to say this. If you are watching this video and have been blessed with the power of one additional word in your vocabulary, then use it wisely. Don't be someone who uses this word for malicious and even cringe intent. You also shouldn't spam this word willy-nilly, because obviously don't do that. And my final point, don't use this word to flex on others that can't say the word. Just because you can say the N-word doesn't mean that you're automatically better than people who can't. Because if you did make fun of those who can't say the word, then that's basically oppression towards them. And you've essentially become the ones you hated. And that's all the wisdom I have to share. This is my late Christmas gift to you all. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care now.